If you didn't know, Dandy's World just got a new update, and in this video I'm going to talk about everything about it, what's good and what's bad, all in my own perspective. Get comfortable and let's start. Well, the first toon we are going to talk about on this video is this thing. If I'm honest, I don't like her at all. It's the design or something, it throws me back. As in every event, there has to be a starter toon for the newbies on the game, and I thought when the update came out that Rebecca's passive was bad. But now that I think about it, this passive is just wasted potential, bro. If they gave this passive to someone else than a boring starter, it would be 100% OP. Just imagine someone with 4 stars of movement speed with this attribute. Among the 5 starters there are right now on the game, I feel like Rebecca is the best. If you are a new player, pick her. Now we have Sylvester, and as someone who did a no-hit a Shrimpo that reached floor 22 on stream, and another no-hit that reached floor 30 off camera, I think that Sylvester is really OP and it doesn't even make sense. The thing with Sylvester is that for absolutely no reason he is the fastest extractor on the game, even more than V or Shelly. You heard it right, V and Shelly. Thing is that, since he is so slow, you are really vulnerable as him, even though you still have 3 stealth stars as him, so he can be even better than V at surviving. So you usually don't want to bring extraction trinkets as him, you want to bring speed trinkets so you can survive. But if you are playing in an organized run and you know you won't get chased, you can bring extraction trinkets, and it doesn't even make sense. And did we talk about the fact that he has 4 health points? And the medkits can heal up to 3 HP to him? This toon is overpowered just like every other toon of the update, but is just high skill ceiling. In my opinion, he would be the best Halloween toon if he wasn't around. You already know who is that he, don't you? Eclipse is just overpowered on blackouts like bro. Hell nah, she is able to distract Twisted Pebble without any difficulty. What is this character? Now seriously, I don't have much to say more than that she is a good toon, good speed, low stealth if you want to distract, kinda like Goob 2 with a better passive, and she can extract if needed. Check. Also, I am the alpha wolf. Don't mess with me. If my eyes turn red, run. Could you guys just ignore what just happened? I added it because as a creator I can. Anyways, now we are going to talk about a toon that, based on his stats, is the best toon on the entire game. Do you remember how I said that Sylvester was the fastest toon on the game extracting? Don't worry if you don't like Sylvester Mate, since Gourdy has the same extraction stats. Woohoo! I swear this game doesn't make any sense. But well, if Gourdy is like Sylvester and was high skill ceiling, maybe it would compensate, right? What? You say that he outwalks Twisted's walking? Sigh. You know, he has 1 star stealth, so it can be a pain to play as him. But come on. Brightnay is the same, and if there's a distractor, it doesn't matter that much. He will have the same problem as V, and it is that he can't do machines next to the distraction area. But guess what? Now Sylvester exists, so a lobby with Sylvesters, Gourdys, a distractor, and maybe a Bassie or a Sprout could be the new meta. I literally screamed when I saw these stats. We started with useless toons on Christmas, then mid-toons on Easter, and now 4-op toons for no reason on Halloween. Toons alone are an incentive to play this event, bro. This doesn't make sense. And don't get me started with the abilities. Well, not really, since I don't really know how good or bad they could be. If I'm honest, I think that Sugar Rush could make a good combo with Sylvester, and the active could be better or worse depending on the range of the ability. But it's random, so I wouldn't see this as a reliable thing. Thing that I know though is that the stats doesn't make sense, and whenever I unlock this guy, hell nah, are you seeing me using V or Shelly again? For the Twisteds and Trinkets, we will skip Rebecca and go straight to Sylvester, since Rebecca's Twisted and Trinkets are the same as starters in other events. So, you know, I think that Sylvester's Twisted is really cool. I love his design. Good job, Quell. It would be great if they added a toon that could fight Twisteds, wouldn't it be? Anyways, Sylvester's Twisted has an interesting mechanic where he guards machines so people can't do it and then goes away, kinda like Connie but more dangerous. He is not that much of a threat since he is really slow, and even though his attention span is higher than most other Twisteds, it's not difficult to escape. I feel like this Twisted is really cool. I love the idea. It can get annoying, but I usually just go to another machine. About the Trinket, I think it isn't that useful. It just slows for 30 seconds the Twisteds that hit you. If I'm honest, I kinda see niche situations where this could be useful, like tanking hits as Sylvester and then escaping, but it can be risky. I recommend to not use it. Now we have Eclipse, and I think her Twisted can help more than damage if used correctly. If you don't know, Eclipse howls and calls all roaming Twisteds on the floor towards that direction. If you are a distractor, this can be really helpful since you can get the Twisteds without even looking for them. The difficult part comes when you are not playing with a distractor. The only time I got Eclipse was in a blackout, and when she howled I saw Pebble running at insane speeds towards me. But if you hide or look at your surroundings, it isn't that bad. If I'm correct, Eclipse's trinket highlights all Toons when a machine is done for some seconds. I feel like this trinket could be really helpful if you are playing Cosmo or even Shelly. Whenever I unlock it, I will probably use it a lot. Now let's talk about Twisted Gourdy. Twisted Gourdy is curious since if I'm correct, he is the fastest Twisted, even more than Pebble. But it has a mechanic like Glisten, but instead of being near him, you got to give him items, and every item will reset completely the rage bar. If you have good items, Gourdy can fuck you up. I was on a run with one med, but since that med was on the first slot, it was the only item I could give him, so CO Index had to give him all the items so he wouldn't get mad. A good Twisted, it can be detrimental. You can lose good items, but if you refuse to give them, there will be a Twisted that is really fast and can kill you easily. And then there is Bro's Trinket that I think it has something to do with lore, since I think Gourdy lost his parents or whatever, even though it doesn't make sense since they are Toons and can't reproduce. Or yes, do Toons reproduce? If they do, how? Do they do it asexually or sexually? Anyways, this trinket highlights all heals when used. I think it could be useful with Bassie or Cosmo, but not necessary. Now I will be talking a little bit about the new Halloween floor and the new skins. I'll start with the floor. Here I got Halloween floor gameplay for the background. I mean, this floor is good, I like it. In my opinion, it looks great. The layout could have been better, but it's fine as it is, and the lore of the map that... I don't care about lore, but I know some people like lore. Also, I think there's an Easter egg if you go to Gourdy's room as Gourdy if the info I got isn't fake. Go and try it, and tell me if is it true or not on the comments, please. Just one comment, please, guys. I don't want a storm of comments telling me the veracity of this, and since I don't like to grind a lot, I won't have Gourdy in like 7 days. And if you know me, you know that now I will rank all the skins. I won't say anything about them since there's no point on it, I'll just put them on the screen and throw a score. And I also want to remind you that V got a buff that, in my opinion, didn't shift her position in the meta since she was already being used on every run just because of the active. And now it's still being used because if I'm right, they buffed the active. Maybe Shelly could have received a buff because now she is almost useless because of Sylvester and Gourdy. So well, that would be the video. And after all of that, I will share my conclusion. I think that this is the best event update of all. It might be that I love October and Halloween since in 14 days it will be my birthday, or I'm just excited again to play Dandy's World. But I feel like the Toons, Twisteds, Trinkets, and everything is all very well made. Quell, you did it correctly. Anyways, now I will go. If you couldn't tell, I went back to my original editing style since I find it more fun and clearer. Bye to everyone and happy Halloween.